All right, so the AI gold rush is officially on. Everyone's talking about it, right? Fortunes are being made, or at least that's the story. But what if the map everyone's following actually leads to a dead end? Well, today we're going to dig past all that hype and figure out what it really takes to strike gold in the wild world of AI startups.
I mean, this is the dream, isn't it? You're sitting on a gold mine. That one sentence is launching thousands upon thousands of startups. But, behind every flashy headline about some overnight success, there's the real story. And let me tell you, it's usually not the one you're expecting.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. We'll kick things off with the AI gold rush, then dive into the endless universe of ideas out there. But then we're going to get real with the founder's brutal truth. From there, we'll talk about a solution, the human in the loop, and finally, we'll wrap up with the real AI playbook. All right, let's jump right in. All right, section one, the AI gold rush. We're talking about tapping into an exploding market. And look, let's be real. The hype is there for a good reason. We are seeing entrepreneurs, a lot of them without any deep technical background, by the way, spinning up these incredible tools that are actually changing how businesses work. The market is it's booming. So, what kind of businesses are we even talking about here? Let's explore the endless possibilities in this universe of ideas. I mean, when you look at the market, it really does feel like the sky's the limit. Okay, so take service-based businesses, for example. People are building virtual AI assistants for small businesses. And these aren't just glorified answering machines. No, they can handle your scheduling, draft your marketing content, offer customer support 24/7, basically freeing up small business owners to, actually run their business. And then you've got e-commerce and retail. Man, it's a total game changer there. I mean, think about it. AI can create these personalized shopping recommendations that feel like the store gets you. And at the same time, behind the scenes, it's managing inventory, optimizing prices, all of which leads directly to more sales. It's huge. Okay, but that all sounds a little too good to be true, right? What happens when you actually go out and try to build one of these brilliant ideas? Well, this is where we get to the heart of the matter. Section 3, a founder's brutal truth. This is a story straight from the trenches. So this founder had a great idea, right? An AI content creator specifically for small businesses. Sounds perfect. But look at this timeline. The first 3 months, building the quote-unquote MVP. Then, for the next 9 months, it's just feature creep and bug fixes, a classic trap. And finally, the last 6 months, pure desperation marketing. You can already see where this is heading. So, after a year and a half of all that work, blood, sweat, tears, you name it, what's the total cost? And we're including the founder's own time here. $47,000. And for that $47,000 investment, the total revenue was, drumroll please, $340. That's it. I mean, this isn't just bad, it's a catastrophe. That massive, gaping chasm between the cost and the revenue, well, it tells the whole story, doesn't it? So you gotta ask, what on earth went wrong? Well, the founder actually identified 5 critical mistakes. And honestly, these are absolute gold for anyone listening. We're talking classic pitfalls, from building a solution that was just looking for a problem to trying to compete head-on with ChatGPT and just completely underestimating sales and marketing. And this slide right here just illustrates the problem perfectly. Look at the time allocation. 14 months building, just 4 months on marketing and sales. The priorities were completely 100% backward. And this quote from the founder, this really hits the nail on the head. Small businesses don't actually want AI copywriting tools. They want customers. Big difference. He was so focused on building a cool piece of tech, he forgot what the customer's actual problem was. They don't care about the tool, they care about the result. A story like that really forces you to ask a big question. Is the whole point of AI to replace people, or is it to empower them? And that leads us to a much, much smarter way of thinking about this. It's all about blending AI power with human wisdom. Let's talk about the human-in-the-loop solution. So what is this human-in-the-loop thing, or HITL for short? Well, the idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You let the AI do all the heavy lifting, the number crunching, finding patterns, all that stuff. But then a human comes in to provide the final judgment, the context, the wisdom. It's not AI versus human. It's AI plus human. And hey, this isn't just some academic theory. This is happening right now in really important fields. In healthcare, an AI can highlight a potential concern on an X-ray in a split second, but it's the radiologist who makes the actual diagnosis. In finance, the AI flags a weird transaction, but a human analyst decides whether to freeze the account. You see, it's that perfect combination of machine speed and human judgment. Okay, so we've seen the dream and we've seen the brutal reality. So how do you actually build an AI business that works? What's the real playbook here? Let's get into it. Okay, this is the winning strategy. The founders who are actually making it work, they are not trying to build the next big thing for everyone. No, they pick boring industries. They focus on stuff like compliance or risk reduction. They niche down like crazy, become the expert in that tiny little area, and they charge serious enterprise prices because they're solving a huge, expensive problem. Because look, this is the honest-to-God landscape. It's not an even playing field. You've got this tiny sliver, maybe 5%, that are truly successful. Then you've got this huge chunk, 80%, that are either struggling or are just doomed from the start. And the difference? The 80% fall in love with the tech. The 5% fall in love with the customer's problem. And that whole human-in-the-loop idea, it applies even to something as simple as creating content with AI. You can't just hit generate and call it a day. You need a framework, something like C.R.A.F.T. This is where the human comes in. You cut the fluff, you review and edit, you add visuals, you fact-check, that's a huge one, and you build trust with a personal tone. The AI gives you the clay, the human makes it a masterpiece. And really, when you boil it all down, the most important lesson from this entire story comes back to this one simple truth. Technology doesn't build businesses. Understanding customer problems builds businesses. It was never about the AI in the first place. So that leaves us with one crucial question that every single founder needs to ask themselves. Are you building an AI product, or are you building a solution to a real problem? Because your answer to that question is going to determine if you strike gold or just dig a very, very expensive hole.